hit up the middle. In comes Benny Milgar coming around third. He'll score easily.
Hello and welcome back as we're set to resume play after about a 45-minute rain delay. And, of course, the weather been wreaking havoc here, and we picked things up right away with Jakob Berger stepping in, swinging through for strike one against Gervon Mulder. We're tied at 1-1 here at the Zeister slot tournament, and a walk will be issued with 2 away to Berger, and that'll bring up Alejandro Wong with a chance here to keep the inning alive and potentially advance the runner. And when we talk about what's transpired, so Izzy, when we work in a rain delay like this, who benefits from this?
Just the umpires, really.
That's just about it, right?
Yeah.
Because as a pitcher, you probably have to re-warm up. Player, you have to, again, get a little warm based on the scenario.
Yeah, you tend to chill the arm, and the arm's got to warm up. So you do a double warm-up or a triple warm-up because that rain stopped and started. And then the pitcher's got to come out with 3 balls on a batter and try and throw 2 strikes straight away. So,
well, we know based on the fitness club both you and I go to, that re-warm-up again is a tough one.
Yeah.
So usually it's a one-shot deal, and a good pitch there and an excellent sequence from Mulder as he mows down Wong in no time at all. And that will wrap up the top of the second inning. No runs, no hits, 1 runner left aboard. And we'll take a quick break and mosey on down to the bottom of the third inning. Back here at Blikkenburg Sportpark. Lance Wynn alongside Izzy Nukunuku. Glad to have you along with us here as we get set, and it'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Netherlands in Robley, Rapp, and Yaquan. And when we talk about making the transition, Izzy, from baseball to softball, and I believe that the transition going the other way is a little easier. That's just the way I see it. But would you say, what are the 2 maybe biggest factors involved or the biggest challenges in making that conversion going from a baseball player to a softball player?
A lot of it comes down to the hitting because the pitch is a lot closer and the ball comes a lot quicker. And now the strike zone can go up and down, not just down. So batters have to make that adjustment to be able to swing at a rise ball, which is pretty hard if you've been teaching yourself to swing at a down ball most of your life.
Well, the thing is, we all know about that rise ball. It sure looks great for that first fraction of a second. Looks like it's right in your wheelhouse, actually. Problem is where it ends up. That's a squibble. That's going to be a tough play, and no chance at all to get Robley, as Robley with an infield single legs that one out.
That's a lovely swinging bunt.
Well, listen, don't underestimate the power of a swinging bunt. The thing is, you never try for a swinging bunt, but the results get you at first, and if he comes around the score, you're not even going to worry about how he got on first, right?
The smile on his face just gives away that he loves the swinging bunt.
You know, I used the analogy squaring and bunting to basketball when you end up using the backboard when you didn't mean to. You're supposed to call bank, but you know what? It went in, and we'll take the points anyway. Yeah. So Adele Rapp now will step in here, look to square on that pitch, and in a 1-1 game, you got to figure that, as you can see, and That's one of the things about international play. Can't always just wait on the ball to come in that you like. You usually have to throw whatever is next in line. Rapp here with a chance to move the runner squared, and this one's a swing and a miss. So a good pitch from Lohman, who you say that it's only the umpires that benefit from the break, but as a pitcher, if you're off to a bit of a tough start like Lohman was in the first, you got to appreciate that little bit of a timeout that may have kind of settled you down. Now, of course, you look at the stats here, and after the swing and bunt single to lead things off, be interesting to see how he fares and if he can settle in. And a good bunt laid down. No chance to get the lead runner at second.
It's a good pressure bunt with 2 strikes.
So Rapp does a good job on the sack. He moves the runner along in Robley to second base, and that will bring it to the number 9 hitter, Indiran Yakin.
So this is the first time I've seen this guy hitting. He looks like he's got a bit of speed as well.
I'm not going to make any. I'm going to leave that one alone because we'll have to continue that conversation off air as that's in there for a called strike. Okay. Some guys just can't not get in trouble. Back to work is Lohman, and a good pitch in there for a called strike. So Lohman not wasting too many pitches here, trying to get ahead of Joachim and stop the threat with a runner on second. Took something off, and a good cut there. Fouled that back and out of play.
So we've got a big crowd now due to the games being rescheduled.
So there are plenty of reschedules. We want to encourage you to check the website for all the specifics. We will, of course, give you a rundown. And it looks like, unfortunately, the Australia-New Zealand game has been eliminated from the lineup for today. It looks like the South Africa-New Zealand game that was supposed to be played on the other diamond, scheduled for 2:30, is going to follow this game. So what we're going to do here is we will continue with this game until its entirety, and then make sure we take care of the South Africa New Zealand game as well, and that should get our viewers caught up. And tomorrow it'll be a full slated action. Got to understand, when you talk about a tournament like this, it's about the prep, it's about the amount of at-bats, and it's about the the innings that you get to play, and that's really what's important here.
It's all preparing them for Worlds to come out and show their best.
And gassing that up was Lohman, putting a little extra something on that. And there are 2 away as Joachim caught watching the paint dry. Runner will remain on second, and will scoot back to the top of the shop in Jeff Delfina. Delfina scored the tying run for this Netherlands team back in the first inning. And it was a big inning, courtesy an RBI from Emran Lawrence that brought him in. I know, Izzy. Good speed, right?
Good speed.
Okay. That ball just poked foul. Not a play.
At least we can see the sun now.
That's always a good thing, I say, no matter where you are, if you can see the sun.
Especially from our lovely white tent.
Some guys just keep throwing jab after jab at people, don't realize who has the last word, but we'll just let some people say what they want to say. Down goes Delfina, as he is strikeout victim number 3. So no runs off one hit, one runner left aboard, and we have played two complete. We're all tied 1-1. Netherlands, Denmark. Back here for the top of the third inning. Tie ball game. It'll be top of the shop in Vlad Turkelson, followed by Lucas Lohman and Freddie Turkelson, the scheduled hitters here in this inning. And now may be a good time with these guys up to plate to face the big man, Mr. Mulder, as he took something off that and caught a little dirt. Anything that goes in that bounces to the plate is going to come up a tad bit dirty and wet. We're hoping that I'm going to have to rephrase that clearly. Sometimes things just come out right and wrong. Good hard hit down the left field line. That's a solid single, a big turn at first from Turgelson. And back. So after a deep fly to center field in his first at bat of the game, that was conveniently caught by Robley over the fence. You've got Turkelson now with a leadoff single, and that'll bring up Lohman, the pitcher. Looks to square, pops that up, easy play.
Those 1%ers have to go down if they want to score those runs. But with Turkelson and Julian facing, two good bats, guaranteed to probably get a ball in play.
So it'll be Lohman not able to convert. And it'll be Freddie Turkelson now, 1 for 1. We have the double.
Look.
So are we looking over at second base, and there's a change at second base? Is that what?
Yeah, the second base has changed. I don't know what the second base's name is.
Okay, so we've got Polonius out, runner goes, Turkelson jumps on the high rise ball.
So the rain might have got to Polonius in his young legs.
I guess so. He might have to join that same fitness club we happen to be members of, and let's see if we can't somewhere down the line track down who we've got out there playing second base now for the Netherlands. So some work to do here from Turkelson. And a good snap throw down, almost got the runner napping out there. And brother Vlad needed to scamper his way back. So it looks like Sigmund Francisca will now be over at second base, and swing and a miss was Turkelson. Runner goes, throw down in time. That's a beauty toss back there by Lawrence. That was a cannon on the money.
It's a nice throw for changeup too.
So caught stealing is Vladdy Turgelson. And with 2 out now, Freddie working with a full count here, 3-2. Took something off, just fouled down the first base line. Saw that one with a little bit of a hook. Got good contact on that. Well, you have a situation like that where you've got a runner on. You've got your number 3 hitter up. I'm not quite sure the best call is to run yourself out of that opportunity. Now, again, we're never in the booth to criticize anyone, but it is our job to question. And Turkelson works a walk in a good at-bat, his second good at-bat against Mulder. So he's still 1 for 1, and that'll bring up Daniel Julian. And, of course, I think I had it wrong last inning where I believe I had Beaumont at first base, and it was really Julian that was at first base, correct?
No, it was
Oh, sorry, my
it
mistake.
was Javier at first base.
Right, Javier at first base. So just heads up with that, and I apologize for that. But if I came on and claimed I was perfect, you could hold me accountable. Other than that, carry on. Okay. That pitch right in the wheelhouse for a called strike. So far, Mulder's done a good job working the strike zone's gone up and down, mixing up his pitches. Took something off there and brought it in, just a little too far in. And that pitch outside corner for a called strike. Julian's looking at it. Just
asking the catcher, do you think that's a strike?
I have a pretty good idea what the answer to that was. And again, comes back to the same spot, and you saw home plate umpire Damien McCauley flinch just a little bit. Just had a notion. Good eye from Julian. And once, okay, twice you let that go, you're going to cut. So turn that K the other way. Sit Julian on down. That will do it for Denmark here in the top of the third inning. No runs, 1 hit, a runner left aboard. We're going to sweep our way into the home half of the third when we come back. Back here for the bottom of the third inning in a game tied 1-1. Netherlands taking on Denmark. Lance Wynn alongside Izzy Nukunuku. Glad to have you with us as always, as we have taken our act on the road, brought it across the ocean, and here we are. So hopefully you like what you hear. If not, you better like what you hear. That's probably the only other option we got for you.
Turn the sound down.
Okay, turn the sound down and figure it out yourself. That's up to you. Either way, we are always glad to have you. So new pitcher now for Denmark, and it's Kim Henson that will come in and take over for Lohman. And we talked about this between innings, Izzy. Has there been a bit of a rotation so far based on what you've seen earlier on in the previous games that has led us to this point?
Yeah, earlier on today we saw Kim start against Japan and come out after 3 innings, and let Valdemar and Lucas throw 2 innings each. So we may be seeing the same thing here, or we could see Kim finish the day since there's no more games for Denmark today.
So Sigmund Francisco, who came in for Polonius, with his first look at Henson. Well, and I think that's pretty much part of the norm based on, really what this tournament is about. And it is about preparation, so there's no sense coming here having you guys sit on the bench. You never know who you're going to have to call on, in a big time as Francisco goes down swinging. A combined 4 strikeouts here in this ball game, and it'll be Eldrick Ditchkoff now that will step in. Worked a walk, made his way to second base, was left stranded there in the first. So 0 for right now. Gassing that up, but missing outside.
Dykov looking patient at the plate, nice and quiet.
And missing down. Now, is Dykov your prototypical number 3 hitter? Should he be so he hits for average and power, I guess, on a regular basis?
Yeah, he tends to make more contact and needs to make more bases than he does in walks because he stays patient off the rise ball. Being from the Holland, most of them throw them the rise ball.
And that ball is a slow roller. The short gobbled up over to first in time. So good defense from Duncan Milne. Just back me, man. Just back me.
Backing, yeah.
All right, atta baby. 6-3 on the put out, and it'll bring up Enrique Javier.
I don't know if you noticed the eye black on Imran Lawrence, the catcher. He has.
Is that a necessary requirement? Is that?
Yeah, well, that's like I said. We have some people wear eye black because of the dirt and the glare off the dirt.
Oh, the glare off the dirt. Got you. Well, we'll let you know when we get some dirt.
Yeah,
we'll let you know. That's a good single poked up the middle by Javier. So a 2-out single. So a runner aboard, and there's a lot of unexplained things in this world. So we take a look at, looks like.
They're going to put a pinch runner in, but they don't know who.
So pinch runner in. Lawrence now will step in, and of course, his deep fly ball to center field. Cashed in. You'll run it. Okay, so it looks like it's Quincy Jones then that will be hitting.
They're running.
Oh, Quincy Jones is running. Okay. So Quincy's running, producing, and singing, and we got Lawrence at the plate. I'm glad we got that straight. We're good. So a chance here to at least advance the runner. Got to keep the inning alive here with 2 away.
Ento.
Big swing and a miss. So a hefty cut at a rise ball. We've all taken a hefty cut at a rise ball, and that's the usual result.
Yep.
So going to have to bring that down just a tad.
Going.
And runner goes, and that's fouled straight back for strike 2. So some work to do for Lawrence.
Yeah, he was moving pretty quick, that Quincy Jones.
Speedy Quincy Jones apparently has some wheels, as he probably would have swiped that base depending on how cleanly the catcher managed to pick that pitch. And a nibble, throw down, and good job of getting back. was Jones. Good snap throw from Svein back there. And a wave and a miss. So a good job by Henson. He comes in and closes the door. No runs, one hit, one runner left aboard. We're going to make our move to the top of the fourth. Short break. Set to go here for the top of the fourth inning. Just a couple of changes, note defensively, for the Netherlands. You've got Quincy Jones, who came in the run. He is taken over in left field. And Reverend Brooks will slide over and take care of duties at first base. So thanks very much, Izzy, for keeping me on the straight and narrow. We all know that's a bit of an easier task than keeping you on that.
Oh.
Good hard hit. That'll go through to center field. Solid single for Simonson. His first hit of the ball game, and it's a leadoff base runner for Denmark.
It's a nice piece up the middle. Nice diving play from Eldrick trying to snag it in.
So you know if it got by him, it's a legit single. That'll bring up Svein. And that goes back off the backstop here. Good crowd on hand to watch this feature match right now.
Both teams struggling to put that bunt down to advance the runner.
And we know it's early, but those are the kind of things that as that gets away. So an easy trot down the second base on the wild pitch for Simonson. And Svein now will have a chance to cash in a runner from second base if he can deliver here. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. That pitch right in there from the big man Mulder.
Looks like a total different day than what it was half an hour ago.
Sure does. Took something off, missing down. I mean, it's funny you say that, Izzy. We were talking yesterday. I left Canada at 5 p.m., so it was bright and sunny. Got here, though, at 6:25 a.m. So in that whole course of time, left when it was light, came back, it was light, but I missed a whole lot in between there, apparently. So down goes Svein for the first out, not able to, at the very least, advance the runner, and that'll be Duncan Milne. Will you try to keep your personal problems to yourself and not share them with everybody else, will you? Okay. We've been pretty good to you up to this point, I gotta say.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, let's keep it that way. And that was a good pitch right where Milne liked it. I think pulled the head out just a bit and not able to make enough contact to keep that between the lines. So we'll see with the sequence here from Mulder and Lawrence. Took something off, and that was a beauty of a pitch there from Mulder. So turn that K the other way.
Yeah, after giving up a single, comes back with 2 strikeouts to put his team back in the box seat to look for the ground out.
7 Ks in total up to this point, and it'll be Aka Berger now, the second baseman, who walked in the second, was left there, and that was as bad as, again, Mulder pours in a strike. No balls, 1 strike.
He's looking stronger and stronger on the mound.
Seems to be the case for sure. He's come back after the rain delay and done a good job. That one goes off the backstop, takes a nice hop, but not in time to get Simonson, who scampers over to third base on another wild pitch.
Pitcher and catcher have a discussion, I think, on a different page with the signal.
Well, I'm not sure what signal that one was that went off the backstop that high, but and chasing the rise ball upstairs for a strike.
Some would say number 13 is lucky for some.
Well, in the whole 1 ball, 2 strikes, we shall see. And certainly doesn't fare well. Swing and a miss. So striking out the side was Mulder. No runs. 1 hit, though. Leadoff single squandered. We're going to head to the home half of 4 when we come back. Back to action here as we bring you the home half of the 4th inning. Lance Wynn alongside Izzy Nukunuku. Glad to be your tour guide here at the Zeister Slot Tournament here in beautiful Zeist, Netherlands.
Looks like we've got a substitution somewhere. Looks like Anton Brown has entered the game into right field.
So Anton Brown will take over duties for Delfina.
No, in the Danish team. So yeah, Anton Brown's in right field defensively.
Gotcha. So note that change. And that pitch lifted up and will go out of play.
Looks like it's Valdemar Turkelson that's been taken off. Maybe he's looking to wind over and warm up.
So Turkelson, he was out and left, and it was Anderson that was in right.
So Anderson's moved to left.
So Anderson's moved to left then. Just to get the story right. And Brown over in right. Still Anthony Beaumont here. Grounded out to end the first. That is only other at bat here up to this point. Gassing that up, but missing up top the strike zone was Henson.
And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3.
So down he goes.
Down he goes.
A-Z. Wow,
Back
there
to
you go.
Open the gate. Here he comes.
I always like to leave you that room just in case, all right? As Danny Rombley now will step in. Had an infield hit in the second. Some called that a swinging bunt. Either way, got to say, shoes look proper for sure.
He's had 2 spectacular plays in this game. 1 catch at the fence and 1 swinging bunt.
Sometimes you got to mix it up there, and I'm sure he'd like to have that change-up back as well.
Told you these change-ups make everyone look ugly.
Well, when used at the right time, it sure does. And if you got someone that's got it in their arsenal, it is dangerous. But if you fall in love with it, we know what happens. All of a sudden, you're playing slow pitch defense and a big swing and a miss. Good job by Henson. Excellent sequence between him and Svein. Another strikeout, second of the inning. Third if you go back a half, and it'll be Brooks now that will step in.
You're slowing it down and speeding it up.
You do that, you work the up, you work the down, and you pretty much keep the hitter guessing. And Henson trying to go again with the hard stuff, missing up. That pitch in there for a called strike.
Brooksy's one of the gentlemen of the game. Loves to share his with the kids and stuff.
And that ball shot through the right side. Base hit for Brooks. So a 2-out single keeps the inning alive and will bring up Yaking.
I'll get you stuff. No problem.
Good swing, hack straight back. Some people's kids. That ball, Squibbler, gobbled up at third over to first in time. So a good job defensively by Wong. Gets it over to retire the side, end the inning, and the minor threat. No runs. Hit. 1 runner left on. We're about to do our slide to 5 when we come back. It'll be Denmark trying to break this 1-1 tie. Back here as we do our slide to 5, and a new pitcher in Niekenhausen will step in to face the number 9 hitter in Alejandro Wong. Top 5 tied 1-1 and missing just up.
Alejandro Wong is originally from Cuba, and he's finally found his Danish passport after being living in Denmark for the last, I think, 7 to 10 years. So he's a good asset to have. He swings the bat pretty hard.
So a good pickup for the Danish team for sure. And, you know, when you cover a lot of the world events, you get a chance to see how these teams piece together each and every year. And it's always an impressive thing to, at the very least, see the progression. See teams that when they started had really literally no chance to teams that moved up and are competitive. It takes an awful lot to get into the elite group, but you see potential there. And again, when you look at the elite guys, as you see Wong go down swinging, like a team like New Zealand is a team that you talk about the players, but these are players that have been groomed. They've watched older players, and they've been part of the program, and the style and the fundamentals and your practice habits, those things are already ingrained. A lot of times you get nations that just don't have that kind of foundation, and those are the nations we get a chance to see grow from nothing to something. And South Africa, a prime example. Japan was always competitive, but weren't able to get over that hump, and they're still working on getting over that hump in a consistent basis. But when you look at teams like New Zealand, you look at teams like Canada, those are teams that are pretty much in the hunt on a regular basis, and building a program like this takes a long time. And I'm sure, Izzy, you know that. A lot of places have counted on your expertise just to sort of help with the foundation and the groundwork, and that's what makes what you're doing so valuable to a lot of these different organizations. So good job on your part. Maybe the only compliment you get this weekend, but it's truly meant, and a good job. So keep that up. You're one of the ambassadors of the game, and you're teaching it to be played the way it should. Squibbler and long arm of the law there, and Niekenhausen. That one looked easy.
Yes, those long legs got to that ball pretty quick.
Sure did. And then when he stretched out the arm, it almost pretty much touched first base itself. And in now will step, looks like Lucas Lohman.
That's Kim Hansen.
So that's Henson. Lohman long done. As he's taken all the way on that. So it looks like that earlier injury we had spoken about from Tobias Homeland couldn't have come at a more inopportune time. Looks like at the very least a partially separated shoulder. Not sure if there's any tears in that, but that's got to be a bit of a blow to this team, certainly at this time. So Henson goes down chasing a pitch in the dirt. Strikeout is recorded. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits. We will continue to slide to 5 with the home half after this. Back on track here as we continue with the second half of our slide to 5. It'll be the top of the shop for the Netherlands in Delfina, followed by Francisca and Dijkov. And that one in there tight and looked like it caught the arm of Delfina. Henson, of course, doesn't agree. But I think from our vantage point, it looked like it may have clipped him just a bit, or do you think that was soccer style?
I saw it clip him, but I think Kim's asking that he was over the plate when it clipped him. So it's hard to make that judgment from where we are, from the side, but that's what I believe Kim is asking, and now the coach is asking the same thing.
We're going to see Delfino run.
So a bit of a judgment call as the speedy Delfina now will get set, and Francisca looks at a ball. A lot of good-looking young ball players walking around this park here today. They look like they've been in action too, all wearing their helmets, ready to go. Uniforms look great, so it's always nice to see you. And some work to do here from Francesca, as at the very least in a 1-1 game, you got to be able to move that runner along, or get on yourself as that pitch downstairs. And you know what happens when the pitchers start begging for calls and nothing good ever happens
As the wind takes
the
over,
wind picks up just a bit here.
takes the paddy team for a fly.
And runner goes. Not the best bunt attempt from Francesca. Not quite sure he's going to be called upon to do that on a regular basis, but when you come into a game, and of course he wasn't the starter, it was Polonius. That's an important job to do.
Just showing bunt is stopping the runner from stealing as well, because the shortstop's covering that base pretty quick.
So just looking for some clarification on the count, and coming back upstairs out of the zone is Henson. Look like the count's full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Runner should be going.
And he does, called strike 3, but in there cleanly is Delfina. So the end result, certainly beneficial.
With that kind of speed, it's beneficial to run on a 3-2 count, because they're looking to frame a strike.
So a runner now in scoring position for Eldrick Dijkov. Dijkov 0 for 1 with a walk. And had a good loop-in swing at that one. Fouled it out of play down the first base line. So a whole lot going on at the ballpark here today with the wind picking up, that's for sure. But certainly no lack of enthusiasm here with this crowd. Sun is out, hopefully for the duration, and that's a call, strike 3. So a good job by Henson to settle in. Records back-to-back strikeouts. And that will bring up Quincy Jones. So a runner in scoring position in Delfina. Jones, of course, took over after pinch running an inning ago. Took over defensively. And takes a look at a called strike 1. So in this scenario, Izzy, I don't expect Henson to try to waste a whole lot of pitches. I expect him to go right at Quincy Jones.
Yeah, Quincy Jones is first at bat, and with the speed Kim Henson has, he just went at the last batter 3 pitches straight away. So he's looking not to mess around.
Careful in our white tent. Certainly don't want anyone to get injured. And a check swing from Q and got a piece of it, but that's about it. So he's in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes. And got plenty of work to do here against Jensen. Took something off, and that's in there for a called strike. Striking out the side and getting it done right was Jensen. 1, 2, 3.
He's a little confused, the batter. He forgot that he fouled one off the bat and swung it one down the middle.
Just checking on the count, Q. Just checking on the count. That'll do it for the 5th inning. We're going to mosey on down to the 6th when we come back. Back here one more time for the top of the 6th inning. Just want to, of course, let everyone know, make sure you tune in next week to the WBSC 2019 Senior Men's World Softball Championship taking place in Prague, Czech Republic. The entire Ballpark broadcasting crew will be on hand, including, of course, Mr. Jim Flanagan, fearless leader Chris Abbott, Steve Sabrin, Joe Todd, and of course Jason Chopper Gerbes will all be in full effect. Make sure you tune in. You might even catch Izzy Nuku somewhere around the line, as we'll be out scouring the place for guys with even a wee bit of softball knowledge.
I've got a little bit.
Just a little bit. Been around the game just for a few minutes.
It's in my fingernails.
Just in your fingernails. So it'll be Freddie Turkelson, Daniel Julianov, followed by Martin Simonson, the scheduled 3 here. So the meat of the order up here in the 6th for Denmark. And a 2-1 count from Nevenhuizen, and he's not able to find the zone there. Run the count to 3-1.
Throwing a steady amount of change-ups to Freddie.
Well, Freddie's a good hitter. I would probably do that. Between that and rise balls out of the zone would probably be steady diet. May throw in a drop somewhere way down low and
as you picked it.
Probably might be my 3rd or 4th option, but that ball was laced down the first base line. Luckily for the Netherlands, it was foul. Or that would have got in that corner in a real hurry. Good dimensions to this ballpark. Good size. Again, the only trick is that it's an all-grass infield. Big swing and a miss. So a good pitching sequence there as Nevenhuizen just rears back. Sits down Freddie Turkelson. And it'll be Daniel Juneman that will come in, working with an 0-for-1 ball game. Had an RBI walk in the 1st and got caught looking to end the 3rd.
Should we call it?
You're always putting it on the line there, Izzy. So.
I think he's going to hit a hard changeup somewhere.
Okay, well, we'll see what's up in that crystal ball of yours.
Oh.
And left that one up in the zone. Chased but foul out of play down the left field line. So if you haven't been to this ballpark and you happen to be local, you should probably come and check out the action here. The quality of softball fast pitch is world class, with some of the top teams in the world in action in this 6-team field. That pitch in the dirt. Good job to block it. I don't know if Lawrence had a choice as he took that off the shin. Just a reminder, of course, the Australia-New Zealand game will not go today. What we will have is New Zealand-South Africa wrapping up a game that needed to be played from earlier on the schedule. So stick around for that. It'll be myself, Lance Wynn, and Jason Chopper Gerbis bringing you the action. Right here, we are still in the midst of a 1-1 game here in the top of the 6th inning. One away with Juleman working against Nievenhausen. Bringing it down and in the dirt. Count all full, 3-2. And a big hack there, and that might have been the pitch that Juleman was looking for. Just wasn't able to straighten that out. Appreciate Mr. Gerbis in all his glory right now.
Oh.
And that pitch lifted up deep and settling under it and moving in, doing a good job doing it, I must say, was Francesca. And it's a hard, loud out to the right fielder. So with 2 away, Martin Simonson will step in. 1 for 2 with a single. And now when you heard that, did you think that that ball was hit as hard as it was, or? You
Yes.
did, okay. So, may not have got up in the jet stream, but it was certainly a well-hit ball and big loop and swing there from Simonson. And he swings through that pitch for strike 1.
Lovely to see all the kids wearing their helmets, running around the field chasing the foul balls.
Took something off there, and yes, he did go.
And bringing them all back to you.
Sometimes you know you got to do multiple jobs, okay? I like to think they saw a friendly face and decided, hey, he must be the guy.
Here, take my ball.
That's it, is he? That is it. You're on probation again, all right? That's it. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. 2 away. In a game that featured some runs early. And nibbling, but way outside. So Nievenhausen took a little bit, did a little something different with his delivery there. And
Tried to hold it.
tried to hold that and turn that over just a bit, and not quite sure. Sometimes it's best to keep things simple. And that's a hard hit ball shot through the left side for a base hit. So Simonson delivers a 2-out single.
That's the second hit of the game. 2 hard shots, both either side of the shortstop.
Now, I'm not sure if that pitching sequence is probably the way to go. I think you probably should have thrown something a little different. You saw Simonson struggle with the first couple of pitches that you threw him, got up in the count 0-2, and then started settling in trying to pick corners. Well, there's nobody on in a tie game. You have to go right at these hitters, and case in point, as Anders Svein now takes a look at a called strike. Svein 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Fly it out in the second. That pitch is down for a ball.
they're not really looking to run on Lawrence because of his impeccable arm that he showed earlier today.
That ball is driven out and will basket catch almost. It'll bobble around, racing around third. Good throw home in plenty of time, but no. Runner is safe on the play, so Simonson comes all the way around from first base to score. Gives his team a 2-1 lead. Now my question to you is, he is going with the basket catch. That's got to be classified as an error. I'm not the official scorer, but you got an error out there in left field.
That's definitely an error. That scores the run on the error because it's a 2 out, so would have finished the inning.
So E7 on that.
And then he came up with a rocket throw to home plate and made a decision for the umpires to come to. Some people were happy, some people weren't, but one person should have slid.
That was a pretty good assessment, Izzy. I would have to agree with you on all counts. As now it'll be Duncan Milne.
And he gets to run from second base again. Maybe he slides this time.
Maybe he slides this time. Either way, sometimes, you play, you get that big hit, give your team the lift, and you forget there's still a game going on. Okay, and that one is fouled straight back.
So now the score's 2-1 in favor of Denmark.
So Denmark leading here in the top of the 6th. And certainly no knock on Nievenhausen, who's come in and done a outstanding job in relief of the big man, Mr. Mulder. And nibbling outside corner, that'll miss. Tried to come over the top with that, maybe change it up a bit. But again, when you look at a scenario like that, is he not such a bad time to try some things here at this tournament, see if you can't maybe develop something. Now, I say that based on the fact that the difference between playing against a Denmark team as opposed to playing against the Kiwis or the Aussies or the Canadians or even the Americans, different story. It's no time in the worlds for you to be tinkering, okay? Yeah. Your tinkering should have been done ages ago, and you come with your best stuff.
Just showing how he holds the ball. Most of those teams like Japan and New Zealand sit back and watch and see how he throws the changeup and tend to sit on that kind of movement.
And a good drop ball. So Milne bites the dust, and that will do it in inning, but not before the go-ahead run gets pushed across. 2-1, Denmark back with the home half of the 6th. Just like that, as we come back, a rope lace to deep left. Rounding first into second with a stand-up leadoff double is Lawrence. And I'm not going to say he's been harboring a bit of a grudge after that last call, but he jumped all over that first pitch from Henson and drove that out to the alley in left center.
Coach was looking to be aggressive to try and get him to third. A little bit upset that he didn't go, but it's better to be safe than to be out. So when you're chasing a run.
Well, you know what they say. You don't want to be that first or last out. That's a squibbler. That's going to stay fair. And they've got him hung up between home and third, and out is Lawrence.
Yep, he's slipped over.
On a bit of a, and I guess we can't fault him. Not quite sure if he lost his footing or what.
Yep.
But record the out. Beaumont will be standing at first base.
Learn how to run on his hands with that one. He was doing the wheelbarrow race.
He certainly was, and unfortunately, not able to get back in time.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if we're going to have a pinch hitter for Rombley.
I think we're going to have a pinch runner. Looks like it's Wesley Blanc coming in to run for Anthony Beaumont. Like one of the fast pitchers in the team, I guess.
Oh, exchanging that for pitcher speed. That's always
pitcher speed.
Gotcha.
Guess his legs are warm. He's been sitting on that bench all game.
All loose and ready to go here.
Yep. And now he's asking, what's the signals?
Gotta like that. Only trailing by a run here.
All the coaches told him is don't fall over the base.
That's what they said. That one comes upstairs. Henson wanted that call. Not quite sure what he saw. I think maybe just to check down to keep the umpire honest down there in Bob Gieskins.
I guess the luck got his way on that another swinging bunt.
You were all over those swinging butts, I tell you.
We got two in this game.
He's getting frustrated.
I don't know. I would call one a swinging butt. I call the other one a squibbler down the line. It stayed fair.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah. That doesn't impress you at all. I can tell about that. But
yeah.
I can tell, Izzy, you're just overjoyed and impressed with.
I just can't believe it. The coach is upset. He's like, the runner didn't come to three, and then when he did come to three, he fell over.
That ground ball just foul to the right of the third base bag.
It's a nice swing. His baseball swing's getting better.
Well, we talked about the conversion for sure. So with a 2-1 count, the question will be, how susceptible are you to that rise ball? And susceptible enough as Henson comes right at him, challenges him, and the count now even at 2-2.
He's pumping up. Here we go.
And a swing and a miss. So a lot of height, end result, strikeout. And that will, with two away, will bring up Brooks.
Got a hit to right field last time in his first at bat.
So a good piece of hitting. He is 1 for 1. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch from Henson. Came in just a bit on the hands. And I think that's what you got to do against a big man like that. Do your best to keep it either in or out. And nowhere near the wheelhouse. Does a good job there, clipping the top part of the zone. So 0-2 the count.
Do we see Wesley Blanc run?
Took something off, dropped it down, missing it inside, though, was Henson.
He's clearing his cleats at first base. I think he's looking to run.
You'd have to do that for sure with this infield. And that ball hit hard. Hard hopper to short. Still has time to go the easy route.
but he's down. He's down. There's another shortstop injured. Unless that leg has come back to him.
So I think Milne may have stopped that, knocked it down, but able to get the throw over to second base to record the easy out. So no runs.
There was
two
a
hits.
line drive at his wickets.
It was definitely at that, and we're going to leave it at that as we head now to the top of the seventh inning. 2-1 ball game. Back after this. Set to go here for the top of the seventh inning. 2-1 lead for the Netherlands. Sorry, for Denmark.
That's right. Everyone makes mistakes, he said.
I know. Nothing like working with a colleague willing to call you straight out anytime.
It's right. As long as you don't slip over, you're safe.
I always like those guys living in glass houses. I always like the way they throw.
Feel the love.
Took something off. Listen, it'll be Berger, Wong, then back to the top of the shop. What do you have to say for yourself in your defense?
I don't throw hard enough to break glass houses.
Oh, really? Well, I can tell you something.
And that's the Wong burger.
I pitched down and got a piece of it, not able to go anywhere else with it.
Pitching staff's done a good job. It's just the gloves are letting them down today. There's been a ball through the wickets, a drop in the outfield, and then a ball through the catcher to score two of their Danish's runs. So, been no earned runs today.
And again, that's one of the things that separates the teams that we're talking about, and we constantly talk about it because when you get into the big tournaments, it's one play that's the difference sometimes between not only you just losing a ball game, but sometimes that game that you were in that was so great around the third, fourth, now that thing snowballs, and before you know it, you're out. It's a run short and 5-inning game in a blink of an eye. So you have to make sure that teams earn what they get and that you don't give out any freebies. That's for December 25th, right? At no other time should you be giving away anything, including runs. They come at a premium as a leadoff walk drawn by Berger, and that'll bring up Wong. So a base runner, certainly what Denmark was looking for here. And I'd imagine another run would go a long way here to help in their cause.
Looking to sacrifice again. Both teams have struggled with the sacrifice today. But let's see if we can get this one.
Sometimes a challenge, certainly not on that attempt there, as going to have to be better. And sometimes the mindset isn't the right where it should be. You have to understand that you're giving yourself up, number one. You're not bunting for a base hit in this scenario. You're trying to put that ball someplace where you know they'll have to field it and go to first and not able to go to second. And sometimes that concept's just a little bit lost, or the art is either way.
Looks like they tried to hit and run in that situation. Runner's getting a good jump though.
That pitch is lifted up into deep center field. Trotting in and making it look easy was Romley. And there's one away here. So Wong wasn't able to get the job done and advance the runner. And now it'll take it back to the top of the shop in Vlad Turkelson.
Yeah, with the replacement from Anton Brown.
So Anton Brown now.
Tends to pull the ball pretty hard. But there's that ugly changeup again.
Changeup, I tell you, will change a whole lot of things for you up there in that batter's box. That's for sure. So Brown trying to, at the very least, advance the runner. Runner takes a big lead. That pitch missing inside from Nievenhausen.
Here we go. Looks like something's on. Runner's digging in.
I don't know if you can stand it all without digging in here in this infield, but a big twist there and good hack from Brown. Just not able to keep that ball in play. Working old school without the batting gloves. I don't know, where are you with that, Izzy? Are you?
Keep the calluses off the hands, buddy.
I got you. Hold on to it just a little fraction longer. I couldn't agree with you more. That pitch again, good twist, lifted up and out of play.
I like to have smooth hands. That's what batting gloves are made for.
I told you we are not going to take this any further. We are going to stop it right now. Right?
Well, the high fives
with hopes of trying to keep you out of trouble one more time.
The high fives don't pop if you've got calluses on your hands. They just go.
You just keep right on going. It
doesn't matter.
Just keeps right on going. It's that limit that we have a problem with, right?
He's giving me the high five.
Well, Izzy, always glad to get it straight from you. And a good pitch, swing and a miss. So a good job from Nievenhausen.
He's come in strong. He's like, I had questions about bringing him in, but he came in and he's just shut everything down.
He has, and Henson now, his counterpart, will step in here with two away and a runner on first. I had a notion, but I think that was a bluff. Let that go for a ball.
Kim's quite a mobile pitcher. So with the bat in the hand, he tends to bunt more than and hit home runs more than he strikes out.
A lot of shifting. Gets a two-hopper to short. Flip over to second the easy way. So down go Denmark. Holding a 2-1 lead. We're about to head to the home half of 7 when we come back after this. Welcome back as we are set to go here in the home half of 7, trailing by a run. The Netherlands, they got a pinch hitter coming up for Yakin, and it's Ron Dix, who will step in there and try to make some contact and get on base. Swings through that pitch for a strike.
Jeffy. Jeff.
And not chasing that rise ball, so mixing it up was Henson. And when you're up in the count, and you can throw some pitches up there just to get a feel and see if the pinch hitter's a little anxious, choked up on the bat just a bit. And a little late on that fastball, so the count, I believe, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's a pretty hard situation to come in the 7th to try and lead off the team. Pressure at bat.
Very hard scenario as Henson missing down.
If he succeeds, it gives coach a lot to look at for Worlds. Bringing him in the 7th.
So sometimes that audition, you never know when you're going to get it. And it won't be here today. Caught watching the paint dry for out number 1. Turn that K around and send it back to the top of the shop in Jeff Delfina. Delfina's been busy as he scored in the first, singled and scored, struck out in the second, and was hit by a pitch left stranded in the 5th.
You're looking to put the ball in play. Yeah.
Looks like on deck we'll have another pinch hitter in.
Inyo Kawas.
Well said. That pitch from Henson up out of the zone. And I think one of the things, haven't seen Henson over the years in international competition, sometimes wears his emotions on his sleeve, and his body language will tell you an awful lot. And if you are an experienced player, experienced hitter, and you see that pitcher, you could tell he's feeling just a little low and didn't get that last call. Well, he's probably going to bring it this next time. And you can read that and potentially jump on it. That ball, again, sits in the dirt. And great hustle, outstanding call at first base.
But it's a foul
bring
ball.
It back and do it again on the foul ball.
He just cleared his counter too. I don't think he realized it's a foul ball.
I don't think, not the way he was strolling back to the base where he thought.
Now he needs to know what's the count. It's like, uh-oh.
Been there a couple times, have you?
Yep. He's like, oh no, I don't know the count. Yeah, click, 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 click. Caught up.
2-2 is the count here to Delfina. Took something off and lifted that straight up. And it stays in play, and a good job to haul that in by Wong for the second out. So a strikeout and a pop-out will bring us to Sigmund Francisca.
And this is the substitution.
And that's correct, as it is Inyo Quaz that will get a look here. And why not, right? Why not? It's funny, this game of softball, you never know when you're going to have to call on someone.
This guy swings a nice bat, but it's whether or not he's ready to hit the ball.
We'll see what transpires here. Looked at the first pitch for a ball. That one swings through for a strike, and probably going to get a little dirt in those cleats because it's just a tad bit muddy there.
Yep. I think his heel's sunk in there.
I think it did.
Look for the changeup, I think.
And comes right back at him. Ross does a good job just to get the arms out and get a piece of it to stay alive. And I know what you're calling for. I know what you're saying that could put this baby to rest. And blows it by him. There it is. And that is the ball game. So wrapping up with a strikeout, 2 in the inning. An outstanding job by Kim Henson. An even better job by Team Denmark as they hang on for a 2-1 win. And some of your final thoughts, Izzy, on these two teams?
A close game, but both teams have to execute their bunts. Their short game was missing today, and that's why their runners were left where they were.
And when you talk the short game, that's talking fundamentals.
Yep.
And that's big. And, of course, leading up to the biggest tournament in the world, you're going to need your fundamentals to be sharp. With that said, that'll do it for us here right now. Our ballpark player of the game, you got something for me?
It's hard.
Put you on the
It's
spot.
hard.
I
There
know.
one
Put you
needs.
on the spot there.
I guess you got to go with Martin Simonson. He gets 2 hits from 3 turns at bat and drives the ball both times and manages the score. I think it was both times.
I would have to agree with you. So Martin Simonson, our player of the game, stick around. We've got South Africa taking on New Zealand. Back here after a break.
Base hit up the middle. In comes Benny Milko coming around third. He'll score easily.